Brad, when you last pitched for the Toronto Blue Jays was 2012, and safe to say a few things have happened to you in between stints with the Blue Jays. What a wild time it's been for you the last couple of years, hasn't it?
Yeah, I've kind of been all over the place. I think it was actually 2011 last time I was here. They traded me right before 12, so yeah, that's like 3 years ago. So, I mean, lots changed, but then you come back and a lot feels the same too. So it's just kind of weird.
Well, let's go through a little bit of the weirdness since you left the Blue Jays. First of all, Japan. Was it all of one game there? Tell us about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, I got called over there, signed mid-year last year in 13, and I was over there in the minors the whole time. They have like one minor league level. So you got, you know, veterans and rookies all on one team. And I was there the whole time. I threw well, but they just do things differently over there, and there wasn't an opportunity, I guess, in the big leagues until the very end over there. So I got one start in the majors in Japan, and then they didn't want to re-sign me, so I came back here. I mean, I would have liked to go back just because it was a good opportunity, and culturally it was great, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, you see the culture was great, but I imagine there's got to be some kind of a culture shock when you go there to Japan. Was the family with you as well?
No, they weren't able to, and that was one of the downsides. A little lonely. You know, you don't realize how much you miss speaking English to people until you really can't. So that was a downside, but I just thought it was cool that at this point in my life I was able to go and experience living abroad like that. I'd never gotten to do that before. And so, you know, I tried to take the positives from it.
So then you end up with the Milwaukee Brewers minor league system, pitch well there, and next thing you know, the Oakland A's flash a dollar and say, we want Brad Mills with the A's.
Yeah, I think the way my agent explained it is I had an out clause or something in my minor league contract that if the Brewers didn't want to call me up by mid-June, that, you know, if another team was interested, they could basically have me for free or for $1, I guess. So it worked out. I was not really thinking it was going to happen. If anything, I thought it would just be some leverage, you know, with the Brewers to kind of see where I stood with them. But you know, I was really blessed that the A's thought highly enough of me to go out and let me start a couple games for them.
So then you join the A's system, you make 3 starts for the Oakland A's, and then you hear about the trade for Samardzija Hamel. Are you thinking at that particular time, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, that makes 7 starters. Where do I fit in here?
Oh yeah, I mean, I remember it was the 4th of July. It was after the day game. I think we'd won. It was a good day. My family got to come, you know, out to Oakland. They're on the field. It was just a great day. And then over dinner, the ticker on ESPN came up, and it was like, ugh, well, I'm out of here. You know, like, honestly, I mean, I knew I was the 5th guy. I knew it was kind of a piece while another guy was hurt. So, you know, as low as that moment was, like figuring out, okay, what's next, and then, you know, this, you know, coming over to Toronto happens, you know, a couple weeks later. It's just crazy how this game works.
Well, tell us how you're different as a pitcher now than you were when you pitched for the Jays in 2011. I mean, let's face it, the numbers you had in that stint weren't great. You pitched very well in the minors. You came up here, and the numbers weren't great. How are you different now than you were then?
You know, I think the one big thing is the game has slowed down a little bit. As far as just when I was out there, you know, in the big leagues with the A's, the adrenaline wasn't going as much. It just felt like normal baseball, and that's the best way to describe it. Stuff-wise, I don't know if it's any different. I think the biggest thing for a pitcher is just to get opportunity and get comfortable in a situation. I was able to do that. Oakland let me just said, hey, you're going to go start and don't worry about anything, and so that was good. Same, you know, in the minors last couple years, it's just been more of a comfort level. And, you know, I'm hoping to achieve that even in the bullpen here, just to, you know, I've been picking brains of guys, you know, Steamer down there and McGowan, guys who have started and done the bullpen thing. And so now I think the next thing for me is just to go out there and experience it. And I don't think you learn and get adjusted to anything unless you just do it. So I'm looking forward to that opportunity.
Well, you've come full circle. It's been a wild ride over the last few years, so welcome back to Toronto. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
All right, there's Brad Mills. He has gone from Toronto to Oakland, Japan in there as well, and now, of course, back to Toronto.